In today's FX markets, let's take a look at the Euro futures today as they're realizing some downside pressure. After 6 consecutive trading sessions higher, we are seeing the Euro futures lower on today's session. Currently right around the 1.185 level, and I think when you look at some of the reasons why we're seeing some selling pressure today, a couple things to point to. Number one, the mixed data that came out of the Eurozone overnight, I think, is one of the driving factors. We did get the ZEW survey, the ZEW survey, and that came in lower than expected for both Germany and for the Eurozone as a whole, so then indicating that possibly similar to our consumer sentiment numbers here in the United States, that there's some concerns here, at least from a short-term perspective, as to the economic conditions. Number two, we did get a little bit more positive data in the GDP data that was revised higher in the Eurozone. So again, a mixed signal there, but I think that consumer sentiment number is really taking a little bit more of a precedent here, and we also are seeing that playing out here in the United States as well. Number two, we are anticipating the ECB meeting later this week, so I think you're seeing showing up of some positions there. And the dollar strength today is also a factor. Certainly, we're seeing the dollar stronger against all the major currencies today. So I think all three of those things are leading to why we're seeing some selling pressure in the Euro futures. Now, when you look at the trends in place, Euro futures are basically coming off a 1-month high prior to today's selling pressure of 1.189. So we are giving up a little ground today, but still at the top end of the recent range. And also looking at the volume today in the futures market, we're seeing heavy volumes in the September futures and the December futures for the Euro futures activity. And I think you're seeing some rolling of positions here as we're moving towards expiration, and ultimately the first day of selling here, maybe some adjustments, as I mentioned, heading into that ECB announcement. So pretty heavy volume in both September futures and December futures on the Euro today.